Hot mic, hot recording. Hot. Hot for teacher.
I'm hot for teacher. I'm hot for TJ.
You know,
I have a pride shirt
since
on.
this is not being recorded and could never be used against me, I'm also hot for TJ.
Dude,
Very
so
hot
sexy.
for TJ. Hot in the pants.
So sexy. All right. Hello. Welcome back to Time Well Met, the podcast where we're celebrating Pride Month and men's mental health at the same time, which means that we kiss our bros when they're sad. If you're new to the podcast or if you're joining us for the first time, we like to talk about a number of different things. We like to talk about video games, we like to talk about the ongoings of the internet, and we like to talk about mental health and how that affects our personal lives. My name is Sylas, and I am joined today by just a fucking amazing human being who I am very fortunate to have in my life. And it feels now while it may seem like you guys just saw us 2 weeks ago, it feels as though to me I haven't talked to him in a month. So Kirby, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing very well, sir, and happy Pride Month to you. Happy gay.
Happy gay. I have a pride shirt on and everything. I got my nails done today.
Ooh. Damn, I should have worn mine. My bad.
How dare you? Disrespect.
That's okay. We'll get them next year.
Oh.
Man, I'm doing good though. It has been a long month without you.
Yeah.
It's crazy how the world keeps turning, even though you're, not in my state anymore. Just weird how that works.
It is. You know, it's funny because I heard that you pretty much just did everything on your own, the entire show. You just dressed up like me and did the whole shebang, did my voice and everything. That was kind of impressive.
I did. I thought we'd break it to the crowd a little easier, but yes, for the past 2 episodes, it was only me. I had a Sylas wig, a Sylas mask, a Sylas voice changer. It was hard being you, man. It was really hard.
Yeah.
Big shoes to fill.
I mean, I think you did well. I think you did really well. I watched back. I checked it out. I was like, not bad. It almost makes me feel like the only thing that is keeping me here, like part of the team, is the fact that I'm the one doing the editing. If I quit editing, what then? What's to stop, Kirby Wellment from taking over,
Kirby Wellment has a really good ring to it. There's a lot of AI editors out there. Talk to me after the show. Talk to me after the off camera.
Okay. Oh God. But yeah, it's been a while. I was gone on a work trip. I'm back now. In that time, it's really fucking funny because normally we're like, it's been 2 weeks, a lot's happened. It's been a month and so much has happened. Oh my God. I was out of state. I went all around. Monster Train 2 is a thing. I don't even know if Monster Train 1 was a thing. So
honestly, I didn't either, but
what? So then wait, so why? Okay.
No, keep going. What else happened? Switch 2 came out?
Switch 2 came out. All right.
Yeah.
There's a second one of those. I heard it's not as good as the first one, but that's how most sequels go. The Call of Duty 4.
That's not true for Monster Train.
Well, I get they made 4 Call of Duties in total. All of them made in 2025. I've got drunker in the past month than I have in the past 5 years. It was kind of intense. And yeah, I went and traveled and saw a bunch of beautiful places. I think throughout this video, at least when we get into the train, I'll throw up some photos. I took a lot of cool photos. I have a very fun story about that. But yeah, where do you want to even get fucking started, man? There's a lot that's happened.
That's cool that we have 2 train-related topics today. Completely by accident. We didn't plan that. We don't plan anything.
We don't plan anything.
Also, I went to DreamHack while you were gone.
DreamHack I was
happened.
like, I'm missing something.
You weren't there. Yeah.
So let's go chronologically. As soon as I left, you went to DreamHack. Tell me all about your DreamHack adventures.
It was basically, it was DreamHack. It was 3 days of thousands of people. The BYOC was pretty cool this year. It was a little more quiet than most years. Honestly, to be honest with you, it was me, my wife and son. We had friends and other people with us, right? But we just gamed. We gamed fucking hard this year.
Really?
Because I discovered Monster Train 2 the day before DreamHack, and I played Monster Train 2 for the vast majority of DreamHack. Splitgate 2 also came out. So my son and I, we played a fair bit of that during DreamHack. Played Rivals. I was still playing Rivals. I've kind of faded off on that a little bit here recently.
Retired Rivals player.
But yeah, man, honestly, we just gamed a lot. I don't even remember what my wife was gaming on, but she found something. I think she bought a game too, and we gamed a lot.
Yeah.
The event was fun, but I'll tell you, dude, one of the funniest things that I did want to talk about. So generally in years prior, Monster is always a huge sponsor.
Okay.
They have a huge booth, bumping music, the whole 9 yards, the hot girls with Monster shirts, right? And they're always giving out free Monsters. Just walk up, stand in line for a minute, get a free one and go. This year, in an interesting twist, I want to make sure I get this right, the Red Bull side of the tournament was Call of Duty. Okay?
Okay.
So like 75% of the BYOB is sponsored by Call of Duty, and that was Red Bull. So they were giving out Red Bulls over here, and you could walk around with Red Bulls in your hands, and stickers and shirts and whatever else, because they were giving out all kinds of swag.
Yeah.
Maybe not shirts, I don't remember that, but you cross this certain threshold, and they are strict. There's security guards looking like, is that a Red Bull can? You can't cross this line. Throw it out right there. Get rid of it. That Monster sticker, hide it. Or Red Bull sticker, hide it.
Really?
You cross this threshold. This is the Halo side of DreamHack, and it's all sponsored by Monster. They're giving out free Monsters. People are walking around with Monsters. So because of their photographers, right, for like the sponsor corporate event or whatever, they didn't want anybody crossing this line and having like a Red Bull in the Monster pictures.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Dude, not exaggerating. At one point, my friend handed me these Monster stickers, and he's like, here, they just gave me these. I don't really want them. And a guy came walking by. It was like part of the security, I guess. And he's like, hey, you have to put those in your bag or something. Can't have a Monster logo displayed over here. Just a sticker. I was holding in my hand like, thanks. I don't really want this.
Just hand them over. Like, well, I don't want them. You have them then, Mr.
Dude,
Security
it was
man.
a turf war. The Red Bull and Monster turf war was more real than anything I've ever seen.
Wow.
That was funny.
It's kind of intense. I feel like I don't know if I've ever been to an event where like they're that territorial about things.
It was only with the drinks. You could just do whatever else you wanted, but don't carry a Red Bull across that line or a Monster the other direction.
Who's that one guy with the NOS hat, like walking around, just like peacefully traversing through both sides, right?
I'm thinking about the dude from QuakeCon with the balls hat.
Yeah. Oh.
Would they care? I mean, what are they going to do?
I was gonna say
he's existing. I thought this was America. This is my balls hat.
This is America. This is America. I am curious if you wear some other form of swag like NOS or balls or some other energy drink, Rain or something. Like, would they have stopped you? Would they have said anything? Would that have been a big deal? Who knows?
I was joking about what about the people from like 10 years ago, 15 years ago who got the Monster tattoos?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
They're just only allowed in that part of the event.
Cover that up. Cover that up. Wear some long sleeve.
But yeah, ultimately, man, DreamHack was awesome. It was just a great family weekend. Yeah. We went and we gamed a lot. We stayed up late, ate junk food and drank a lot of gamer sups. We had the hack this year. And instead of staying at the hotel that's linked to the convention center, which is still a long-ass walk and expensive, and the hotel sucks, we walked like 2 blocks across the street, and there was like a chill hotel that was way cheaper, and it was easy for us to just do right across the street. Smooth year. DreamHack was great.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I knew you made some predictions about DreamHack. I'll have to go back and listen in on those. And I think you just said something. I don't even remember what it's been a month now, so my memory doesn't go back that far.
Right.
But I know that you said it was going to be a good time. That you were expecting to have a good time. Funny DreamHack story that I have, completely unrelated. Our buddy Tyler borrowed my dad's cart for DreamHack, and I linked I don't blame either of them for this. I think it's just like neither of them are really understood what I was trying to set up for them. So my dad was like, hey, I want you to tell your buddy to like bring my cart back or I'll meet and whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. So I give Tyler my dad's info. I give my dad Tyler's info and I go, okay, you guys figure it out.
Nice.
The day before, no. It's the last day that we're working on my trip. I get a text from my dad. It was like, still haven't gotten the cart back. And I'm like, have you texted it? Like, oh my God. It was like, I expected within the first week they'd figure it out. And it's like, that didn't and then the next day, I get another text, got my cart back, and I'm like, what happened? How did you guys not figure that out?
It's amazing what communication can solve.
You know. I was like, you guys got this, surely, because I was like, oh well, worst comes to worst, I can drive over to Tyler and get the cart. We can go get lunch or something. And my dad was like, "Where's my cart?" Not like he needs it. I don't know why. Anyways, that was just my funny little bit of dream hack that I got to experience, even though I really didn't get to experience it. But
yeah. I guess you were there in spirit. Your cart was sitting
my
at the end of
cart
our
was
table
there
the whole time.
Yeah,
dude, Tyler did an ingenious thing this year because he was on the end, and the guy he was next to was actually a stranger to him, and this guy had a really fat PC case.
Yeah,
the same one that I have actually. And it was like overflowing into Tyler's area.
Yeah.
And he couldn't make much more room between the two of them. So Tyler pulled your cart up next to the end of the table and put a box on top of it and then put his computer on top of that. So he had this like shelf, his own personal computer shelf right there. It was stable because his computer's also heavy. So it weighed it down and gave it a good steady.
Huh. How about
pretty
that?
good.
How about that? Yeah, get a cart, everyone. If you're going to a BYOC,
if you're going to a land, get a cart.
Not
a dolly.
Not a dolly. I did a dolly for many years.
So did I. And if you do get a dolly, I'll warn you, don't go down an escalator.
Oh God. Yes, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Have you told
chronologically, DreamHack happened, and then you were on a train.
And then I was on a train. I think I was on a train while you were a dreamer. I think I flew out. No. Because I went over to your cousin Chris's house to drop the cart off for Tyler. And he was like, what day? Because I was telling him, like, yeah, I got to fly out Tuesday. He was like, well, then you could just come to DreamHack for the weekend and then be done Monday. And I was like, I'm not recovering from DreamHack and then taking a 5 a.m. flight to, go work for a month. No, thank you. I am weak. I'm a very weak, fragile little boy. It was not in the cards. It never has been. Every single time the DreamHack comes around, I'm usually doing train stuff. For those of you who are curious about this too, I'm not like building the track. I'm not driving trains. It's like an airline style of work, but on a train. They're privately owned business cars, very fancy, very nice. Maybe I'll throw a video or something up at some point when we talk about it. But I'm still, before we even get into that, what the fuck is Monster Train? We've mentioned it like 3 times, and then you say you're playing a DreamHack. What is Monster Train? I need to know.
Okay, all right. Did you ever play Slay the Spire at all? I know it's not your jam, but did you ever play it?
No.
Do you know how it works? What
is
it
is? Tower defense, or is it like?
So it's Slay the Spire is a roguelike deck builder.
Oh, okay.
So every time you play it, you fight your way through a series of battles through 3 tiers. You beat the boss, you beat the game, and you get different cards with each run, different power-ups, etc., etc. So it's a little different each time you play. I've spent hundreds of hours playing Slay the Spire. Fucking love that game. I learned about Monster Train 2, which people on Reddit said Monster Train 2 is kind of like playing Slay the Spire 3 times at once.
Okay.
So immediately had to go check it out. And basically how it is it's similar. You have a deck of cards. You run through the levels till you get to the top. You beat the boss, win or lose, whatever. And there's different difficulties, different power-ups, et cetera, et cetera. But there's 3 levels to it. And you set up your units like on the 3 levels. The enemies come in from the bottom on the right side.
Okay.
They fight your first level, then they go up to the second, then they go up to the third. Then you have like a heart of your train at the top. They kill that, you lose. The boss comes in at the very, very end. There's usually like a powerful boss. And then it just goes into like an endless battle instead of just like a single turn attack. And just like at this endless back and forth till something dies. Dude, that game, I've played it for like 100 hours in the past. I don't even know how long it's been out. It's so good. It's so good, dude.
Where's the train involved in this? Where are trains? And is your what you're playing the cards on a train or what?
Yes. So sorry, I should have explained the story to you. It's very critical. So apparently in the first game that I never knew existed until I discovered number 2. In the first game, I believe the angels are attacking hell. And you play as the demons on the hell train, the hell, Satan minions, whatever.
Yeah.
You fight back against the angels by driving a train to, Maybe I'm getting this backwards. I don't know. Either way, it's angels and demons, and they take a train from one to the other, and they fight in the first game, and then they turn around and go the other way in the second game. Like I said, the lore is critical.
They go in one direction in one game, and then the other direction in the other game.
That's right.
I love that.
I think it was hell was attacking heaven in the first game, so they went that way.
Heading back.
Yeah. So yeah, or have it backwards. Either way, dude. Monster Train 2, check it out.
Fuck.
So it's a little bit of it's a card builder or deck builder, but there's a tower defense element.
Okay.
And then there's just so much variation to it. There's so many different like builds, and you can kind of like you can duplicate cards with different tricks, like within the game's parameters, and you get like a powerful unit and duplicate it 6 times and just wipe every level, and it's pretty fun.
What a trip. I guess I can't think of any card builders I've ever played.
My train trip was cooler than yours from what I've heard so far.
Clearly, yeah, because you went to otherworldly places, either heaven or hell.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, you don't know which one you went to this time.
I'm definitely going to heaven in the second game.
Okay, all right. So you're going from hell to heaven.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I did not go to heaven. I went to a bunch of other places.
You said Idaho. That's kind of like hell.
You would be surprised. It definitely is. It definitely is like hell. What a fucking nightmare place that was. Listen, we went to a bunch of different places. So I guess you want to talk about that now. I wanted to wait, but because it's going to take a long time to talk about everything that happened. I'm not going to talk about everything, but I'll talk about a majority of the stuff.
You wanted to lead with the best train.
I did want to lead with the best train. Now we're going to go with a slightly less cool train. Okay.
Yeah.
So, to give context, I do this one trip once a year, for a month long, right? It was, from May 27th. I just got back 3 days ago. As of the time of recording, I flew back June 22nd. So roughly like almost 4 weeks. And, like the day that I left on, it was a Tuesday, and I fly out. It was like my flight's at like 5 in the or I left at like 4 in the morning to make my like 6 or 7 a.m. flight to get there. And like, I need you to understand, in past years, like we have to load a train. All right. It's 15 cars. We have to have supplies for those 15 cars, and we're going to load all the stuff on that train. Right. I meet up with the people that I need to meet up with after I land. We drive out to where the train is, and we get all the stuff. Or I get there, and mind you, I'm dressed in like overalls. I got my work boots ready. Like I'm ready to go. Okay. We get there. And my boss goes, "Oh yeah, we loaded the train. We don't have anything to do today." And I was like, "What?" Like, okay. And that's unheard of. Like I've done this for like 14 years, on and off. Unheard of. I've never once had a trip where it's like, "Oh yeah, nothing to do. Here you go. Set your room up." So anyways, first day I get there, super, super chill. I meet all these new people, and some old faces were there. So it was kind of cool. It's a good mixed bag of everyone. Anyways, we get going. First day we're in South Dakota. I lied. We're in Iowa. We started in Iowa. The whole time I kept thinking we were going to be in South Dakota because all I saw was Sioux, and I thought that meant that we were going to be in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, which I've been to a couple of times and I love it. It's a great little place. But no, we were in Sioux City, Iowa. Pretty fucking boring. Very uninteresting start to this trip, okay? We go from Sioux City, Iowa over to into Montana. I don't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head. I could very easily pull out the shirt that says everywhere that we went. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. And fuck the. You know what? I'll just say where we went. We went from Iowa. We did Montana, Idaho, and then we went back into Montana, into North Dakota, and then over to Minnesota on the border of Wisconsin, and then down to. Or down back towards North Dakota, and then south to South Dakota. I think. I may have gone out of whack in there at some point. We were in a bunch of different places. No, yeah. Iowa, Montana, Idaho. Back to Montana. over to North Dakota, over to Minnesota, tickled Wisconsin, and then
Okay.
back down into South Dakota. Something like that. Anyways, it was gorgeous. I went to, so like the first couple of days of the trip's pretty fucking boring. Very like bland, kind of whatever. Until we get to Idaho. We went to Hauser, Idaho. Boring fucking place, but the place that we went to from Hauser for the trip was a place called Sandpoint. If you've never looked up Sandpoint, absolutely just gorgeous. You cross this giant bridge over this huge lake, which is like apparently the fourth deepest lake in the United States or some shit like that. That was crazy. Just gorgeous, beautiful view. And then when you get to Sandpoint and you're like, why don't we just stay here? Because Hauser sucks. Okay. And the people of Hauser, or maybe it's just the people of Idaho, they don't, I guarantee you that none of them could spell the word contraception. Like it was just, they had so many children. Every family had like 15 children, it felt like. Which is, go forth and procreate, but maybe learn to pull out. People of Idaho, that's all I have to say. If you're listening and you're from Idaho, that's my message to you, is learn to pull out. Because holy shit, all those people had tons of kids. And so anyway, so that was cool. Sandpoint's really cool. If you've never been to Sandpoint, I want to go to Sandpoint. I've only passed through Sandpoint. Gorgeous. So beautiful. Fuck Hauser. But right after Hauser, we get into my favorite place of the trip, which is Whitefish. Now Whitefish is like this beautiful little, like super touristy mountain town. And I say it's really touristy because when I was there, probably 6 or 7 years ago, it was not nearly as bad. Like I was there in like 2019 or 2018. Not nearly as touristy as it was now. It was crazy. It was so intense. Like, a lot of like what felt like college, like frat boys were there. I don't know how it's like, and it was.
Is that a college town?
No, not that I know. I mean, there's Kalispell, which I think has a college. That's also Montana. It's like 30 minutes or 20 minutes away.
Sorry, I'm not up to date on my Montana geography.
It's okay. Kalispell is like right now. It's basically like Fort Worth to Dallas is basically the location relation. I guess I don't know.
It's a hop, skip, and a jump. Got it.
Exactly. I don't know if there's a college in Kalispell. I'm not also super familiar with. It was a lot of tourists, but it was a lot of like really young people, and then a lot of like really old people, and there was no in between, right? It was no like. There wasn't like, millennials or like, it was all like a bunch of like 20 to 25-year-olds and then a bunch of 60 to 80-year-olds. There's no in between. And clearly like 80% of them were on vacation, I feel like, which is fine. But it just, when I had been there in the past, it felt like there was a lot more locals. We went into a bar up there, I think the first night that we were there, called the Great Northern, which we had been to a number of times. It's a great little bar. If you ever go to Whitefish, great place to drink. It's a real nice, like, local spot. But we went there on like a Saturday and it was like way too intense. Usually it's a lot more chill of a vibe. It was like just a lot of people. They had a live band playing. It was a lot going on. But the thing about it was, again, it was like, this is how I can tell you, like, this is the one like indicator that I felt that I was like, oh, this place has changed a lot. We went into the Great Northern, and you can order a Montana Mule, and a Montana Mule is a vodka mule, but with whiskey instead, right? It's a whiskey mule essentially, which is basically just like ginger beer and something else. Anyways, so I order a Montana Mule, and they go, and the bartender goes, "Oh, a whiskey mule," and I was like, I mean, yeah, I guess that's what it is. And she pours it into a glass, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because normally the Great Northern is known for serving it in the copper cup. You get a chilled copper cup, and it's beautiful. It's wonderful. And immediately I was like, this is not the Great Northern I know. This is all, I feel like I've been lied to, But so anyway, whatever. It's better than Forsyth, I guess. But it was just a weird fucking place. Okay. It was a weird time. It was a weird time to be there. Speaking of Forsyth, I recreated a picture from like 21 years ago. I'll put those up too, maybe, if I remember. That was interesting. My dad sent me this picture. He was like, "You were here in like 2006," and I was like, "Oh my god," or 2004.
What was the picture? Are you like
I'm like
standing in
behind a
front of something
cannon.
cool? Oh, cool. Very cool.
I'm like
The Montana cannon.
It was a Montana cannon. It was the most random thing. He just sent that to me, and I remember seeing that picture at some point in time and be like, "Oh, okay, I don't know where that is." And then we found the cannon, and I recreated the picture. So that was kind of cool.
Do you remember being at the cannon the first time?
No, I just remember the picture. Like, I remember the picture.
But as soon as you saw it, you were like, me from the picture, not where I was before, but the picture.
Because it's in Forsyth. Forsyth is like a little podunk, like town of like 4,000 people or some shit like that. Just a small little like one main street strip kind of town, you know.
Nice.
It's just nothing there, you know.
Why does the train stop there?
It's a railroad town. They have a decent amount of railroaders there. So that's the thing is like with the railroad. So we stop in these places like Hauser, which Hauser has nothing. The closest thing to Hauser is Spokane, which is I think about an hour or 30 minutes away. You know, or like we were in oh my goodness, we were in Havre, Montana. Nothing in Havre, Montana.
Havre.
Yes, yeah, and the story behind Havre is that there were two guys walking along, and they see a girl, and one guy goes, "Oh, you can have her," or something like that. I don't know. This is terrible, but like you have these like small
Classy.
little podunk towns. Oh, super classy. You have these small little podunk towns, and like none of them are. They're all like just nothing towns. But the railroad's there, and that's what's keeping them alive, right? And Forsyth is one of them, or at least it's a major part of the town, right? It's a major part of the town, and has been and always will be, kind of. Forsyth is one of them. Havre is one of them. Hauser, again, like all these like little small places, but they're surrounded by other bigger places. Not in Montana, but in at least like Hauser, you have Spokane, Sandpoint, like other places. So.
In these little towns, is there always a Dollar General and a Subway?
Not necessarily, because they'll have like off-brand or like their version of those stores there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like they didn't have like Kroger, but they had like other stuff. Oh man, I wish I could remember the places.
It's just a thing. I feel like in every tiny town in Texas, like you were describing, like a population of 4,000, there's going to be a little strip down the middle, and there's going to be a historical building, multiple historical buildings, and then a little further down be a gas station. Mm-hmm. A little further down there's a Walmart. Yeah. A little further down there's a Dollar General, and somewhere in there's a Subway thrown in.
Yeah, it's either inside the Walmart.
Oh yeah.
Or it's a combination like Walmart, Subway.
Or for some reason there's a Subway in the Walmart and 1-2 blocks over, and nobody knows why.
Yeah. They're doing good.
But the one in the Walmart is better.
They'll
give you more mayo.
That's right. You don't even have to ask. Oh man, they're not gonna skimp on your pickles or anything. So we go about that. We go through. We're in Whitefish. We're in Whitefish for like 3 days, right? Because we had 2 days worth of rides, and then we had a day off, and then we had a travel day, which is crazy because getting 2 days off in a row, kind of awesome. And so. The couple days.
You just like have like a. Sorry to cut you off. You just have like a room on the train. That's like your base of operations. For
I guess
days?
I should. Yeah, I probably should mention. Yeah. So, I've gotten this question so many times because when you're on the train, people ask you, "Are you guys living on the train?" Yes, I was living on this train. We don't have hotels. We have sleeper cars. Now, back in the day, we had these like paper thin walled prison cell like sleeper cars. Where it was like 10 people in one car. Not anymore. Though that's the old days. Now we have the 6-person sleepers that have like we have our own bathroom and shower. You have a nice like bed. You have your like armoire and your shelves and stuff underneath your bed. You have a lot more room to move around in, right? Damn. And it's your own little space. Mind you too, in the old sleepers we had a community shower. That we only got 2 minutes of shower time apiece per day. Yes, it was awful, and this was years that I did this. You had 2 minutes of shower time versus nowadays we get 5 minutes of shower time every time I get water. So
Dang.
living in the lap of luxury. And then when
Ah.
someone leaves, you get like an extra minute or two.
Ooh.
So good stuff.
You ever like barter minutes with people? Give you some extra dessert for 2 minutes of extra shower time?
Not really. No, but we will kind of. So it was me and 3 other women in my car by the end of the last week of the trip, and I was like, all right, who's washing their hair today? Like, we got to figure this out because it's like it takes me. I have to take what we call a Hollywood shower. A Hollywood shower is when you go over your time. You're taking big Hollywood guy. You're going over your time. And I had to take a couple Hollywood showers to wash my hair because I have very long and thick hair. So, what are you going to do? But yes, we do live on the train. We have our own sleeper cars. We have our own chefs. So there's full-time chefs in the department that I work with. And they were in rotation for this trip. So they were cooking us meals. So we basically got to experience how 3 different people cook. And they cook fucking great food. Oh my gosh, so good.
Damn.
This is like professional level. They cook for a living and they're cooking us little peons food. So it was fantastic.
What's something you ordered?
No, you didn't order. It's buffet style. So they had a menu and they just, it would be crazy if we could just order. No, they would do like
what these chefs whip up. Don't
so
tease me.
One of the days we had, one of my favorite days was we had butter chicken and rice. We did Crunchwrap Supremes one day.
What?
We had wings on the trip.
Did Taco Bell know?
Yeah, they don't let them because it was way better than Taco Bell. And we had a bunch of stuff like we did.
Put a disclaimer a little bit before that. Taco Bell, tune out now.
Yeah, right. Taco Bell, earmuffs, please.
Yeah.
We just had all sorts of stuff. It's funny too because like halfway through the trip, the chefs kind of went off the rails and we're like, we're changing stuff with the menu and now we're doing it completely differently. So the menu is completely different. And I was like, okay. But
different food? Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh no. And so like one day, it's funny too, cause like I'll say stuff just like offhanded. And one day I was like, you know what I really want? I was telling one of the chefs, I was like, you know what I really want? I want blueberry muffins. And like 4 days later, we had homemade blueberry muffins. Oh my God. So
Did you bring me one?
No, I ate them.
Wait, did you bring me any souvenirs now that I'm thinking about it?
No one asked. You know what's fucked up? Is I asked Haley, I was like, do you want any souvenirs? And she was like, no. I'm like, okay. And no one else said anything about souvenirs, knowing that I'd be gone for a month.
Bro, I'm your co-host. I should come before Haley if I'm being quite honest with you.
If I have my way,
Do you have a
during
show
my
with
month,
her?
you will come before Haley. You walked right into that.
I did.
I'm wearing the pride
and I
shirt.
will.
Look at that.
You're right. I'm proud of that joke.
No, I didn't get any souvenirs. I got souvenirs for myself. I got a lot of brewery t-shirts. I had a weird number of brewery t-shirts. I bought like 3 different brewery. This is a brewery t-shirt from Bent Paddle Brewery in
Paddle.
Yeah, in Duluth, Minnesota.
Okay.
I got one from the Great Northern. I got one from and I got one from Surly's in Minneapolis. Surly's is, I'll talk about Surly's here in a little bit. I love Surly's. And that whole event was just a nightmare. Anyways, going back, we're in Whitefish for several days. The one takeaway the one story that I really want to tell about that, because we basically spent the first 2 days working. We walked around a lot, like, me and my coworkers, or some of them I'm pretty close with and I'd worked with before. So we would go out and walk around and stuff. At nights, because, there's not much else to do, go out to the bars, hang out a little bit. But the night or the day that we had off before, the day that we had off before our travel day, I went to breakfast with a few of my really close coworkers that I've known for almost 10 years now. We went out to breakfast and then we're walking around and we're looking at all the different shops and stuff, which I hadn't really done before. I've been to Whitefish probably 2 or 3 times, but it was only ever for like one night, basically. I think there was one time I had a day off in Whitefish and it was years ago and I clearly just didn't know how to be a tourist, right? Like I don't know what the fuck I did for that day off. But so anyway, so we're walking around and we go into this like boutique I guess this is 2 stories. We go into this boutique, which I was like, I'm willing to go into any store, just like look around. And so we're looking around this boutique, and in the back, there's like a sales section. And I found this really awesome coat. And I was like, oh, I wonder if this fits me. And I put it on. It fit me like perfectly. Like it was like just like weirdly like just as like the perfect length of my arms and like perfectly like. And I'm like, oh, this is good. And it was half off. So I bought that. And then we go to this other like kind of boutique kind of thing. And it's weird how like the stores. So basically, like if there's 2 streets, right, the stores connect through the street, right? Like you go into a store on one side, you can walk through the entire store and go out of it on the other side, and you're on a different street, which I thought like was like really cool. And it's like 2 different stores. But so we're in this one kind of boutique kind of store, and we're walking around, and I'm looking in this like display cabinet, and there's these feather earrings, and I'm looking at these, I'm like, oh, these are really cool. I would never buy feather earrings because I was like, one, in a practical sense, I don't really wear earrings like that. So, you know, but also 2, it's just like, I'm not going to buy something that I'm not going to wear. Right. So, you know, kind of double whammy. We're walking around a little bit more, and the girl that's there behind the counter, you know, we start talking, and I'm telling her about, oh, I'm here on a train, blah, blah, blah. And she hands me a pair of feather earrings. And I was like, oh, what's this? And she's like, oh, I think these belong to you now. And I was like, well, no, I don't want them. I'm not going to buy them. She goes, no, I think that they're yours now. If they just feel like they're yours now. And I was like, oh, that's like super nice. So she gave me a pair of feather. Away from my right now. She gave me a pair of feather earrings. Just like, she didn't have to. She gave me this pair of feather earrings. If you're an audio listener, sucks to suck.
Was she hitting on you? Is that what this was?
I don't know. I think it was more of just like a I don't know. I don't think she was hitting on me. I'm oblivious to those sorts of things. I don't think she was.
Maybe she recognized you from the show, dude.
You know, she's a huge Time
That's
Met
probably
fan.
It.
That's the retcon I'm putting in now. Huge Time Met fan.
Shout out to you, girl.
She said I'd give these to Kirby, but he's not here. So
I'll get you next time.
Next time you're in Whitefish, yeah, you got to hit her up.
Yeah.
No, it was just like one of those things where it's like, I don't know, kind of hippie shit where it's like, oh, it feels like these are yours. These are you. And she even said something along the lines of, it seems like these are probably meant for you to have them. Just by the comments that you made. And then also, and I was like, holy shit, that was like super nice. And like when I wear them, it feels really cool. I don't know why, but so anyways, the last thing about Whitefish that I'll talk about was, when we were, there's a thing in Whitefish called City Beach, which I had no clue about. It's like, it is legitimately like a beach, and it's like this, I'll throw a picture up, or a couple pictures up here if I can remember. Very, very like cold but beautiful, like mountain kind of like lake side beach. And it's like the water, like, cause it was like 90 degrees that day because it was unseasonably hot in Montana, funnily enough, but the water there was like 50 degrees. So of course, had to take a cold plunge.
Yeah.
And that was fucking awesome. Like we went and swam around there. A couple of us did. This is a lake. It's a big old lake. And I don't know what lake it was. Don't ask me. It's whatever lake City Lake is. But
there you go.
City Lake in Whitefish. And it was so like surreal. Because I'm sitting there like on this like kind of like rocky beach, and there's fucking mountains all around us and shit. Like it's a really weird, like I was thinking about this earlier today about like, man, I'm really unappreciative of like the kind of travel that I've been able to like have and do. And that was one of them. That was like one of the things where I was like, holy fuck, I'm here in like Whitefish, Montana at this beautiful beach and like, you know, swimming around, like, you know, doing whatever. And it was just like, oh man, that was incredible. And so we did that. And then, later that night we went and got pizza. Cause that's what you do in Whitefish, Montana, I guess. And,
checks out,
you know, and then, got really drunk. That's, you know, cause it's your day off. So what else are you going to do? And then we woke up the next day. I woke up the next day at like 8 a.m. for us to leave because the trip out of Whitefish is like otherworldly. I took probably 500 pictures in like a day, just of us like leaving. It was just so gorgeous. And it's so funny because it transitions from being like beautiful, mountainous, like gorgeous Montana into shitty, flat, just like garbage hill Montana. Like as you travel easterly towards Havre. It's so funny, and I'd forgotten that like the transition from one to the other and how dog shit it is. Like the hills of Montana are so fucking boring versus the mountains of Montana, which are gorgeous and just so beautiful and wonderful. But yeah, so then the latter half of the trip is pretty uneventful. Like we had kind of low numbers for what we were expecting for our trip. And I guess I should explain the trip in general is supposed to be basically it's an employee appreciation trip. So we are bringing employees of the railroad that I'm working for on, and then having them on board. We're giving them snacks and drinks and showing appreciation to them. And I have to give a safety briefing every fucking time, twice a day, or basically 4 times a day because I'm giving it to both sides of my car. And then we go like an hour, or we're supposed to go 45 minutes out, turn around, go 45 minutes back. That never happened. I think it happened once. More often than not, we're going like an hour to an hour and 15 minutes out and then back, and it's a nightmare because then it's like,
how does the train turn around?
We have engines on both sides. Funny that you ask. We have engines on both sides. They put the crew on the other end, and then they pull us back the other way.
Interesting.
But what I tell the kids is I'm like, they're gonna pick us up, they're gonna turn us around. Gets a laugh every time. No, but we do that, and it's fun. Kids love it. Families love it. Railroaders not too particularly happy about it. Because they're like, I fucking work on trains all the time. I don't want to be on here anymore. And then whatever their sentiment towards the company is might affect how they, how they look at, where we're at. So anyway, so we do that, or that's what the general trip is. But so we do Havre, and then we go into fucking someplace in North Dakota. I can't remember. And then we finally get over to like Duluth area in the latter half of the trip. Cause the other places are kind of fucking boring. Like we were in Glasgow. Fucking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But not the cool Glasgow. It's like shitty, small Glasgow.
Oh man.
Yeah, no.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah. But so we get into the latter half of the trip. We're in Duluth. Duluth is basically the other time when I'm trying to think about just like adventures that I had while I was on the train. While also not, I could probably go into very specific detail like the day-to-days. That's fucking boring. I'm just going to tell you about the fun parts. Duluth, I almost got sick in Duluth, funnily enough. So I need to imply some other context here. The entire time that we were doing this trip, I was dying. My allergies were so insane. I left. We get to Forsyth, Montana, and I'm like draining. Like I'm just like in the morning, I am like stuffed up. I'm so dry, I can't breathe. And then as the day progresses, I'm like sneezing and like just fluids draining out of me. Right? It was awful. It was terrible. And one of my coworkers was like, "Are you sick?" And I'm like, "No, it's just allergies, and I'm dying." So like, this is like 4 days into the trip, I get allergy medicine because I had forgotten to get some anyways.
Oh, only 4 days.
Yeah, I made it 4 days, and then I had to get allergy medicine. So anyway, so I get the allergy medicine. I'm still dying, but it's fine. And so in Duluth, I take my allergy medicine early, and me and one of my other coworkers are like, we're gonna go walk around. Everyone else got up really early. I was recovering from the night before, from the shenanigans of the night before. So I was like, I'm going to sleep in. Okay.
Nice.
And so I sleep in, wake up, and I'm like, all right, noon o'clock, I'm ready to go. So me and one of my other coworkers were like, we're going to walk into town. We go to Bent Paddle. Actually, we go to eat at this place called Happy Hippie Tacos. Pretty fucking good place. Didn't really feel like tacos though. We got flatbread, or it was supposed to be fry bread tacos. Just felt like flatbread, like pita. Yeah, but they were Korean, like they're like Korean bulgogi. It was very weird. It wasn't tacos. I don't know why they were
You
classified
just
as tacos.
mixed like 14 different things.
I know. It was a lot of cultural melding.
In this was Montana still?
This is Minnesota.
Minnesota. Okay.
This is Duluth, Minnesota, right on the border of Superior, Wisconsin. So you have, this is why I'm saying we like tongue kissed Wisconsin and then left. You know what I mean? Because during the trip we went to Superior, or through Superior and then out of Superior, multiple times. And so, and so we go to this happy whatever taco place, Happy Hippie Tacos or whatever. Eat there, really good food. I will say it was really good. And then we went to this place, Bent Paddle, right? That was fun. And we meet up with one of my other coworkers. And I'm just gonna give her first name. Her name is Julie. Okay. She's awesome, but she's the type of person who, like, she gets cooped up on the train. She doesn't like being, like, the moment that we can get off the train, she's gone and she's walking around. She hikes every day. She's active. She likes to find adventures. And that's just kind of the person that she is. One second. So, that's just the kind of person that she is, right? And that's kind of the person that she's always been. And I knew that about her, right? That's fine. It's fine that she is that ways. Anyways, there is we meet up with her at this brewery, and it's the three of us. It's me, Blake, who's one of my other coworkers, and Julie, and we're there. And we're having a couple, just a couple small, I'm getting like really small beers, basically just samplers at this point. Because I'm not trying to get crazy. I just want to I want to try these, the beers of the brewery. I like beer, so I like to try these things. At one point, we're all like, yeah, we're going to have one more, and then we're going to go up to this little lookout point, and check it out, all right? Julie comes back with like a 32-ounce goblet because she found out that you can get a 16-ounce, and for the price of a 16-ounce, you can add $1 to that and then double it to a 32-ounce.
Nice.
And so she comes back and she's like, and dying laughing the whole time. So immediately I know, all right, this is the beginning of an adventure. Now, whether or not this adventure is going to be good or not, who knows? We'll find out. So we hang around for like another hour while she's drinking this goblet. And finally we're like, all right, cool. We're going to hike up this little hill, what seemed to me like a little hill, and go up to this little watch point. There's like a tower up there. That's cool. Little did I know, this is like a almost 1.5 mile trek up this like mountain. It wasn't even a mountain. It was just like a small, it was all uphill hike. I'm so fucking out of shape. I've also, I need to give some more context too. When I drink heavily, I want cigarettes. I used to smoke.
Can confirm.
I don't smoke anymore unless I get heavily drunk, which I had done a couple of times on this trip. Rewind to Whitefish. Blake was talking to me about how like, oh, I'm kind of the same way. If I get kind of toasted, I want to have a cigarette. And he goes, oh, what do you smoke? We could buy a pack here. I was like, we don't need to do that. It's fine. And he's like, let's go. They sell them at the bar. And he runs off.
Nice. Good guy.
Good guy. So he buys me a pack of cigarettes and I kept trying to be like, do you want these? He's like, no, you can hold on to them. You can keep them. I don't want. I'm like,
son of a bitch.
Oh my God. So that makes it even worse. So every time that I'm like, I get kind of drunk, I'm like, oh, have a couple of cigarettes, So every time.
Oh, okay. So you left Texas and you came back dirty.
I did.
I understand.
I did. Mind you, don't smoke cigarettes. It's very bad for you. Don't do that.
Very bad.
I'm not going to pick up smoking cigarettes as like a normal habit. It's just something I do when I get really drunk and there's a pack of Marlboro menthol with me. Okay. So it just happened to be my favorite, Anyways, so we, so that night before that I'd recovered from, I'd smoked a couple cigarettes. So I was already like feeling kind of shitty. Yeah. And so in my brain, we're gonna have a couple casual beverages.
Casual.
after eating tacos and then walk up this hill, well, at least what I think it's kind of a hill, and then, you peace out. All right, that's cool. No, not at all. Not at all. It was like a mountainous climb, like climbing up giant rocks and shit. Felt like, I was like huffing and puffing. Like we got up the first like actual hill, and then Julie was like, "Look, a trail!" And then we went onto the trail, and I was like, "This is not okay." I thought I was gonna pass out. It was awful. I took a picture. I'll show the picture of me if I remember to put it up. The picture of me like full on suffering. I look like shit. It was so bad, man. It was so bad. Anyways, we got up to the top of the hill. There's like a peace garden there. We made it. I didn't quit. But there's like a peace garden up there, and we get up even further. There's like a tower. We walked up the tower. By the way, stairs in the tower. Who'da thunk? Awful, nightmarish experience. And we get up to the tower, and as we get up to the tower, like the winds change and it gets way colder. And then fog like rolls in, and we didn't realize like we were under tornado watch while we were there. So nice. It was like the fog rolls in, and it goes from like, oh, we can see some stuff to like we can't see shit. Okay.
Did you get pictures of all of this?
I did. I got so many pictures. I got so many pictures. I actually put a video on my TikTok of us of the tower and what we could see, because you just can't see anything. It was crazy. And so I mean, it was just so intense. And so we walk back down, we get off the tower, and we're in this little parking lot, and I'm like, I'm not walking down that hill. I don't give a fuck what you guys say. Someone's gonna come pick us up. And so that's I called them. I called up the train, and I was like, come get us, please. And so off to the rescue they came and brought us back. And immediately, as soon as I got back to the train, I was like, I feel like shit. I feel so terrible. It was beautiful because the chef that night made soup, like a meatball soup. So it was like hot meatball soup and cheddar bay biscuits.
Meatball soup?
It was like meatball rice and like in broth. It was really weird. It was so good though. So good. Meatball soup, delicious. I really want the recipe for that. It was so good. And it was like exactly what I needed to warm me up. But even then, like I was like in my room, and I was going through like different temperature changes where I was too hot and then too cold. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm getting sick. I feel like shit. Thankfully we didn't have a meeting that morning. So, I woke up and that was the day that we had those muffins the next morning. So I wake up the next morning, and I walk in to the dining car, and I grab 2 muffins and like 2 waters, and I like stumble back into my room, and I slam those muffins into my mouth and drink all the water and a Gatorade, and laid back down till like 11, woke up, and I felt fresh as a daisy. I was good.
Dude, those chefs were the real MVPs of
They
this
really
trip for
were.
you.
They really were.
They served you a meatball soup when you needed it most. They let you sleep and woke you up with delicious blueberry muffins. Damn.
Yeah. What a time to be alive. It was
Shout
crazy.
Out to those guys.
Like,
or gals.
2 guys and gal. 1 gal. Yeah. They're fantastic. Shout out to all the chefs. Shout out to all the people that worked. We had such a good crew this year. That was what I kept saying, like, over and over. There was really no drama. There was no issues, until politics got brought up, and that always just shits the bed for everybody. Yeah. But it was, other than that, it was fun. I mean, it was beautiful. Like, it was just such a non-problematic group. And then let's see, after Duluth, we're in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And that was a whole experience on its own. I personally love Minneapolis. It's my favorite city in America. I've been multiple times in the summer and winter. I love it. I want to live there. It's fantastic. If you've never been, go visit. It's a wonderful, beautiful place. Yeah. I hear it's like very expensive to live in, obviously, but I think that's most cities in general, right? Cost of living is going to be higher in a city. But I don't know.
I know nothing. This is the first time I'm ever hearing of it. I mean, I know it exists, but...
Yeah. So Minneapolis...
What makes it so great? Sell me on it.
Minneapolis is fantastic. So back in the day, probably like 2013 or 2014, I had another buddy that used to go on these trains, and his name was also Ben. For those of you who don't know, I know I get called Sylas all the time. My name is Ben. But his name was also Ben. So me and him, he would basically, when he would come on the trips, he'd be like, okay, these are all the breweries and the places that we're going. This is what we're going to visit. And he would just find these breweries. We found all these amazing breweries. Oh man, it was so awesome. And I missed having him on the train, because then like he would show me all these amazing places. The one brewery that I remembered very, very specifically, well, there's two of them, but the one that I remembered from Minneapolis was this place called Surly's. Surly Brewing Company is fantastic. If you're ever in Minneapolis and you enjoy beer, go there. It's a beer garden, so they have they have the inside area where they have food and beverages, but then they have an outside kind of open air, kind of like almost parked like beer garden type of area. Really just amazing. And when you drive up to it, it just looks like a fucking giant factory, and it almost looks like it doesn't look like that's where you're actually supposed to be, right? They hold events there, like concerts and stuff. It's just a fantastic little spot, big spot actually. So we went there because we didn't actually have a day off in Minneapolis, but we went there. I went there twice. Okay, now I have to tell you this story. I wanted to get a new shirt from Surly's because I have a shirt from Surly's. It's like 10 years old now, over 10 years old at this point, and it's fading and looks shitty. And I was like, I need a new shirt. I want one. Okay. And this was my journey. I was like, this is what I'm going to do while I'm in Minneapolis. So we go there that night after our rides. Me and Blake, shout out, Blake's a real one. Blake went with me everywhere. Anytime I needed to go someplace, Blake was like, let's do it. And so we go out, we get to Surly's. It's about 9:05. We walk in, and I'm like, hey, I want to get we order a beer. And then I'm like, hey, I was wondering if I can get a shirt. Is there any way, do you guys have shirts and stuff like that? I was like, and they tell me, oh yeah, the merchandising store closes at 9:00. I was like, motherfucker. So, sad days. We decided to drown our sorrows in delicious Surly beer. And then that night we went out, did a bunch more drinking, did some karaoke singing, which I hadn't done in years, and hated, but I was also like, it's fun, whatever. The next day I wake up and I'm like, it hadn't registered in my mind until, someone said, oh yeah. Cause we have our rides at 1 and 6, which means that we have roughly 2 hours or 2.5 hours in between rides. Cause like the rides are about 2 hours long. We have about 30 minutes of cleaning. So like by 3:30, I'm free. Surly's opens at 3:00. And then I have to be at the train back at the train by like 5:15. Okay. So I'm like, I know what I'm doing.
That's cutting it close, isn't it?
It is cutting it very close. So I get an Uber. I got done pretty early because it was a pretty light ride. I get an Uber. I'm like, I'm going to Surly's and I am going to get my shirt. Mind you, I get there in the nick of time. Well, way before the nick of time. I get there and immediately I'm like, God. I get there and there was a whole gift shop, which I don't even remember that there being that. Like and it obviously had been 10 years, so I don't remember that. I remembered the atmosphere of Surly's and like being there, but I didn't remember the gift shop. I don't even remember where I got the shirt the first time. I feel like I just asked for it and they gave it to me, or something like that. Not that they gave it to me, but you know what I mean. Like, but so I get I get in there and I'm looking through the gift shop. They don't have anything in my size except for like sweatshirts. And I'm like, I can wear this like 2 months out of the year. And it's double the price of what I was going to pay for a shirt. Yep. So I bought it. And so perfect. I bought an awesome sweatshirt. I can actually, hold on. It's right here.
It's awesome now.
No, I actually really like it. It's this sweatshirt. Very cool. Surly's. It's not, it's right. Blurry on the thing.
No, I mean,
well, on your
on
thing,
my video,
on
it looks
my
clear.
thing.
Well, fix
whatever. The camera doesn't want to. It's Surly's. Anyways, it says established in 2006. That's besides the point. It's really nice. It's very high quality. I'm very glad I bought it, and I'm just counting it as another birthday present, I guess. I don't know, because it was the one thing I was like, "Ooh, this is a little too much money to be spending on a piece of clothing that I could only wear 2 months of the year, right?"
So you have to apply it to something. It's a birthday present.
Exactly. That way, it justifies
Smart.
the purchase.
Smart.
Because the shirts and stuff, like I'm wearing this like year round. I don't care. It's like a heart, and it's they're camping, and is a rainbow thing going through it, like a river. That's cool as shit.
What else do you need in life?
Honestly, out of a brewery t-shirt, and this was on sale, so I was like, "Oh, I'm buying this." Are you kidding me? I should have bought two. Wow.
You sound like my wife coming home from the thrift store.
Oh God. So anyways,
so mission accomplished. Did you make it back in time for your shift?
I made it back in time. Ooh. I also discovered what crowlers are. Do you know what a crowler is? Crowlers are so in certain locations where they don't have open or where they have laws against open containers. You have what are called crowlers. You have crowlers and you have growlers. I don't know what the fucking difference is, but I do know what a crowler is. A crowler is a 32-ounce can that they can themselves of their in-house beer. Okay, and I had heard of crowlers. I didn't know what crowlers were. Now I know what a crowler is. But they basically can their own thing. So I got my own canned beers, which are really cool. Yeah, it's a magical, it's magical. So anyways, got two crowlers, take home. I didn't bring them home, but I drank them. And, and so, cause I'm not going to fly with them. And thank God I didn't, cause that flight was a nightmare. So anyway, so we get through Minneapolis. We do the last, couple days of the trip. In the last day of the trip, we're actually late. It's the first time that we're late. We run like 45 minutes late. But we get done. It goes smoothly. We do our thing. We're wrapped up. We're done. We're celebrating, right? We make really good time, and we get back to the home base on time, right? And now I have to fly out, okay? And they give us a lot of leeway for the flights. Basically, they usually do the flights in the afternoon. Used to, they do the flights in the morning. You're gonna spend the day at a hotel. You're gonna fly out, first thing in the morning. But we need to save money, so instead of doing that, we're just gonna fly out at like 6 p.m. And just hope that we make that like 8 to 10 hour, gap. Right? We did. So I'm up at 6:30. I drink my coffee, eat my oatmeal, and we offload the train. Right? That takes like 2 hours. We're done by like 9:30. Okay. We drive to the airport. And there's like a bunch of the crew that's with it, because there's like 7 people that needed to fly out. 5 of them are like, take me to the airport. I'm going to try and get an earlier flight. Me and the other lady that are flying back to DFW are like, fuck that. Take us to lunch, because I know damn well, flying American, we're not getting no flight. We're not getting an earlier flight. That's just not happening, okay? And it's not. There were no flights available. Everything's booked up. All these people trying to get home. Everyone wants to come back here. I don't know why. Or they have, what do they call it? Diverging paths or whatever. Anyways.
Connecting flights.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, get to the airport after eating delicious Culvers. Love Culvers. Buttered buns make better burgers. That's just facts, okay?
Culvers get to the airport. Is around here.
There's one in, anyway, that's besides the point. There's like one here. Get to the airport.
There's got to be more than that. There's one right by my house.
Is there? Well, that's the one.
Yeah.
There's like 1 or 2 in the Metroplex. I swear to God.
Just move past it.
Sorry, I get really distracted by Culver's. We get through with that. I'm talking with all my coworkers, and I go to try and submit my luggage to get ready to go on the flight so I can go through security. And they're like, you can't do that. You have to wait until 4 hours before your departure time. So I'm like, oh, good. Didn't know that was a thing, because I've never been this early to a flight. So now,
so you can't even go into where the shit is.
No, I can't even go to where the Lego store is or anything. There's a Lego store in this airport, which I'm dying to get into. So we're waiting around. Finally get through security after like 3 hours of waiting, right? Like we're there at like noon. I think about 3 o'clock is when the other 2 people that I was waiting for could get through security. So we get through security, do that really quickly. immediately start walking around looking for food. And I find the Lego store. So, of course, I look around. We get dinner, hang out for a little bit, say our goodbyes. I go to my gate to wait for the plane. I get a notification that my flight's been delayed, right?
Oh,
30
here we go.
minutes, not terrible. Okay, whatever.
But that's just the first text.
That's the first delay. It gets delayed another like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We get on the flight finally because it's me and this other lady. There's another lady that we ended up talking to, and she's like, I'm going to Memphis. I actually have a connecting flight. They say if we make it there on, like, you know, if we leave now, I might be able to, I was like, I might be able to make it to my gate to make my connecting flight. And I was like, I got you. Take my seat, which is 3 seats up. Mind you, as we're getting on the plane, there's a whole family that's shuffling onto this plane who don't understand where their seats are. Okay. Didn't speak a lick of English, which is fine.
Nice.
But except for the fact that I don't speak Spanish at all. So I'm trying to help them out. And I figure out that they have like, I'm in seat 25. They have like the whole row behind me. And then they have like a whole, like half of a row up at like row 19. So there's all these people that have walked up who now have to like make room. So they like divide the
turn around and go back.
Yeah. So they have to divide, you know, and so they're just trying to figure that shit out. Whatever. It happens. It's not that big of a deal. They go figure that out. We get on the plane. Everyone sits down. We're all strapped in, ready to go. We pull out of the gate. 30 minutes wait time on the tarmac. Of course, we can't leave yet. It's not time to leave. We wait about 30, 45 minutes on the tarmac. And all I'm doing is checking the schedule of the train that I need to catch to get back to the area that I need to get my car so I could drive to my girlfriend's. Okay. And you know, I'm waiting. Finally, we take off. I'm like, yippee, we made it. We land back in DFW, baby. 30 minutes on the tarmac again. Okay.
Yes. What now, dude?
The gate is not, we don't have our gate open. And actually, this wasn't funny. It's kind of fucked up. They go, hey, we don't have a gate open right now. It should be about a 10-minute wait. He says that like, as we've already waited 10 minutes. And then another 20 minutes goes by before we actually like, oh, we have a gate now. We're moving. And so nightmare salute. And so, you know, he comes over the intercom and is like, you know, if you could try and let the people who have connecting flights get out first. No one's making their connecting flight.
Nobody.
None of these people are making. None of them. Not a single one.
Oh man.
And so I feel bad. I talked to my coworker and she was like, yeah, there was a guy that I was sitting next to who was like trying to catch a connecting flight to Turkey. I'm like, how many flights a day are happening where they're going to Turkey? And like, why? Like, how many minutes did we just miss that shit by? The lady from Memphis, she missed her connecting flight by a long shot. No way that she made that shit. There was this kid in front of me who was really anxious, and I think he was a little bit on the spectrum, and so he was like really even more worried, talking about how he's going to lose all of his souvenirs in a suitcase. And I just want to be like, buddy, you're not going to lose your souvenirs. They haven't lost your suitcase. You just missed your flight. You're going to be fine. And his dad was trying to calm him down, but they weren't sitting in the same seat because this is clearly like another flight that they've had to, like they apparently, from what I had gathered from their conversation, is that they had already had to get another flight because their other flight had been delayed and they missed a connection. So then they missed this flight. They were going to miss another flight because of a delayed connection. And so it was just a mess, man. Was
there like a lot of weather this weekend?
From what I looked at, there was a bunch of weather and like there were like 2,000 something flight delays or some shit like that. It was crazy. It was insane. I was like, oh my God. Thankfully, direct flight to home. So I didn't have to make any connections.
Very nice.
But what a nightmare otherwise. So we do that. I get out into the terminal, get my bag, and I walk out and it's a fucking mess, man. DFW is a pretty busy airport, but this was like even busier. And I'm like, cool. I have about 20 minutes to get to the train. It was at 9:40. If I miss this train, I have to catch the 10:40 train. I made it to the train at 10 o'clock. Like I completely.
Did you make it on the train?
No. I missed that 9:40 train by such a long shot. It was so crowded. The shuttles were moving so slowly. It just wasn't happening. And so, and people were like complaining. Oh, well, what the fuck are you gonna do? Why are you complaining? Okay, they can't do anything about all the fucking traffic and shit. So anyway, so I'm dumbfounded, but I'm also just like, whatever. Get back
And then
onto
you're
the
finally
train.
home.
I'm on the train.
Back in.
No, I'm not home yet.
Oh shit, my bad.
I'm not home yet.
I thought you were home free there. I'm
No.
foolish.
I get on the train. I have to wait 40 minutes for this train to fucking take the fuck off. I get on that train. My dad calls me, and he has brought me my car. And then all I have to do is take him home. I'm like, cool, fine, yeah, sure. He went and got me Whataburger because he's an OG.
Oh,
and he loves me.
MVP dad.
He got me Whataburger, and so I drive him home, and I'm just like, I'm so tired. I'm like stuffing my face with Whataburger in the car as I'm like taking off, and I get a call from my little sister. I'm only like 5 minutes away from the house, but I get a call. I pick it up. Hey, Dad left his phone in your car. I was like,
Naturally.
one last bump in the road. So I fucking bust a Yui, go back to the house, drop his phone off, and then head to Haley's, where I was embraced by a sweet and beautiful woman, and I
then you hit that
slept in
bed.
her arms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was exhausted. Ugh. And that was 3 days ago.
You just been chilling since, catching up on rest,
Pretty much.
and
Well,
being a cop. I've seen you.
Yeah, I've been playing the Precinct. That was my other birthday present that I bought myself. It's pretty much been that. I've just been hanging out. It feels very. I was telling Haley today. I was like, it feels very surreal. It feels like I basically just went to bed, woke up, and now I'm back home already. Except the numbers in my bank account are much bigger. Right? That's really all it feels like. It doesn't feel like I just have been gone for a month, and I don't know if it's because I've done this so many times or because it just doesn't feel real to be home yet, or I don't know what it is, but it's a very odd feeling. But
Just
either
a big
way,
shake up.
Yeah,
Just
I
a big
think
shake
so.
up in your life that your brain has to process a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm glad to be home. I'm glad that I'm back. I'm so glad to be back at my computer. I missed my computer so much. Holy shit. I thought when I first initially did stuff on my computer, I was like, my DPI feels so high. My mouse feels so weird. It was just like, oh man, playing video games was a little bit surreal. When we played Rocket League yesterday and I played some Marvel Rivals, that was like the first time in, a month that I had played video games. So it was a very just weird feeling. But yeah, it's been cool. I'm glad to be back home. Glad to be back doing the show. My room, like you can see it's a blurry mess, but it's a mess back there. There's so much shit I still need to like put away and figure out where it's going to go. Whatever.
All your souvenirs, but none for me.
I didn't really get that many souvenirs. I got like a cup and I got
Dude, you know what?
a couple
I'm
shirts.
Legitimately, I want to Google this Montana cannon. Can I get like a little miniature of that? Maybe like a keychain?
So it's in Forsyth.
Okay. Forsyth.
Yes.
Montana
Forsyth.
cannon. Maybe like a little keychain.
It's the
Little paperweight cannon to put on my desk at work.
Trailhead. That's not what I want. Forsyth.
You got to put a picture of the cannon in the video now.
I'm gonna put a picture of me with the cannon, both young and old.
Even better. Nice.
Cannon Hubbard, is this it? That's not it. Oh, there's no E in
So-
Forsyth. Anyways, that's besides the point. I don't know what the cannon's called. It's just like out by a city hall or courthouse or some shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I'm calling it the Montana cannon.
Yeah.
I like that. If somebody's not using it as their gamer tag, they definitely should.
There's no way that's not happening.
Yeah. So anyways,
It has
sounds like you finally hit the bed.
I
You're
did
home,
hit
you're
the
all
bed.
rested.
I'm
Life's
rested.
good.
Life is good. I just
glad-
went grocery shopping. I bought a shitload of groceries.
Oh, groceries, that's great.
So many groceries. Yeah, it's a weird feeling.
Well, it is kind of weird because just a month of no Sylas in my life, just none. I think I messaged you just a couple times about random dumb shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you're back.
We talked about, and I really didn't talk to anybody. It's funny because I actually missed a text message from my best friend where he was like, "Hey, you want to come hang out?" I was like, I didn't even fucking see that shit. Like I was so like disconnected from everybody for like a month. Like, I was talking to Haley like every day, but I talked to her every day anyways.
Right.
but beyond that, like I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't do anything with anybody. I was like so like focused on getting the trip done, working on the trip, and then coming home. And that was like it, right? Um, so I
You're just like
neglected a lot of
completely
people.
removed from life for a month.
I really was. It felt really weird. I talked to my mom a couple times, but other than that, yeah, I talked to my little brother. It was his birthday at some point in June. That was interesting. But beyond that, I just did my thing and came home. It was very weird. I this is the first time in a while where it's been like, oh shit, like it just feels. And I think because I haven't done it in 2 years, that it's like, I don't know, just felt different, felt weird. It felt good to do it, but
Did you have that same response after you took the break during COVID?
um, not really. No, not really. When I came back during COVID, the first day was like really hard for me. Um, but the people that were on board made it very easy. They all helped me kind of get through it. Um, and then moving into the next year, it was perfectly fine. And then they did a smaller event last year, so I didn't get to go. And I think so. Another trip in February, and if I hadn't done that trip in February, it would have been a much different like experience for me. That really helped me kind of get things back into gear. I got to meet one of the new chefs, which helped me kind of like it made my trip even better for this year, because I already was like I had the camaraderie with her, and that just it helped overall make the trip a lot easier, a lot smoother. And again, I think the crew was just super like positive and good. Everyone was just so nice and so awesome, and we had just such a great crew that it made things just run so much more smoothly, compared to past years. So that made a huge difference, right? So yeah.
Well,
Training.
I think if you just with the feeling you were describing of like how it feels surreal, if it wasn't that different after COVID, then I think I know what the answer is of why you're feeling that way.
Why is that?
You're getting old.
Maybe.
You know what old gamers do?
What's that?
They play Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, from 2007. Okay?
Is COD 4 from 2007?
Yes, sir.
Jesus.
So, here's what happened.
Okay.
I was playing Marvel when you left.
Yeah.
And then Monster Train took over my life. Probably didn't do anything besides Monster Train 2 for like a week. I started getting a little bored. I dabbled back in Marvel when Ultron came out. Have you seen? You said you played him.
I played with Ultron. He's really fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know why. I played a couple games after he came out and was just like, Marvel sucks. Haven't really played it since.
Damn.
There's not really any hate. It was very casual. Like I don't care for this anymore. I've got my fill.
I feel like that's every time that you drop a game, it's like, that's enough for me, and then you just move on.
Yeah. It's just the Toy Story meme with Andy. I don't want to play with you anymore.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I just had this in my mind, like, dude, I don't want to shoot. I want to shoot something.
Yeah.
So TJ and I we played some Call of Duty Black Ops OG Zombies.
Hell
that was
yeah.
kind of fun. There's only 2 of us, so it's really tough. I convinced TJ to spend $12, get fucked TJ, on the Xbox Game Pass for 1 month. That way we could try playing the newer Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remaster has co-op stuff.
Okay.
And we thought we'd try that. And of course it won't launch, and it gave both of us different errors and different shit, and we're like, dude, what a waste. Call of Duty is dog shit these days. So for my own personal enjoyment, I went back and I played through the entire campaign of Call of Duty 4, the OG, 2007, and I had a great time. I was like, man, this shit slaps. That's a great game, dude. I don't know, did you play it back in the day when it was new? And dude, so good.
That was Modern Warfare, yeah?
Yeah, the original Modern Warfare with the all gillied up mission.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What
after
a
playing through
crazy game.
That's so, dude. It holds up. Even the graphics are a little ugly, but it holds up, dude. It really does. A couple goofy AI moments, like really goofy, but so I just wanted to. Man, it was just like a trip down memory road, back in high school playing Call of Duty. Felt good. So I went into the multiplayer like server browser to see if anybody's in there. And there's this clan of dudes. They're called Nova Veterans. And they have a couple servers that I'm assuming they pay for. Like at the end of every game, it says like if you're enjoying, sponsored, donate here, whatever. There's just a couple of them, but dude, I spent like a week every night just playing that, like high school again, man. Just playing with these guys. It's awesome. It was great, dude.
Holy shit.
Would recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, some of those games are fucking incredible. I wish that they would have a resurgence, and I wish that the remasters would be exactly that rather than these remakes. Like, I wish they would just be genuine like remasters. Like, take what you had in the original game, modernize it a little bit, but keep the core game the exact same. Improve the graphics, improve how smooth it runs and the ports and shit. But
oh god, let me tell you what I saw. I did, because we had the Game Pass, I had access to Modern Warfare 2 Remaster.
Yeah.
So I was playing that just a little bit. As I was in the campaign, I legit was like, I don't remember any of this. This doesn't look right to me. I only played it a very short period, so that maybe there's something weird going on there. But I jumped in the multiplayer, and I quickly realized it is... Have you ever played any of the Call of Duty Warzone since that's been out?
Yeah, I think we played for a little bit at some point.
Dude, I swear to you, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remaster is just the Warzone like movement and mechanics with the Modern Warfare 2 guns and shit slapped on it, on those maps.
Yep.
It sucks. It sucks ass.
Yeah.
But OG Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, back to 2007. Find you a server with just a couple people on it. You'll have a good time.
Hell yeah.
Take me back, man. Dude, that P90 still wrecks.
Hell yeah. I don't remember what I used. I think I used like the G36 or some shit. I don't remember.
The assault rifle. Yeah, with the little tiny people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. What a fucking time, man. It was, yeah.
You have that on Steam, dude? Let's play.
I don't know. That's one game that I might. I feel like at some point in time I picked up during some Steam sale Call of Duty, some of the Call of Duty games. I could probably check right fucking now, honestly.
Dude, if you don't buy, if you're gonna buy a Call of Duty game,
I have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Funnily enough.
Interesting, but man, Call of Duty games are crazy. Like, it's probably still $40 or some shit on Steam for Call of Duty 4.
Really? The OG?
Yeah, dude, those games. Yes, those games don't price drop. I mean, they go on sale at times, but like Activision never just lowers the price. Like, here, it's $20 now forever. No,
that's silly.
I think I looked at the original Black Ops. I think it's also $60.
Is that Treyarch?
On Steam.
Is that Treyarch that did the originals?
Yeah. No, well, Treyarch did Black Ops.
Oh, okay, they did Black Ops.
Infinity Ward did Modern Warfare.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Fuck. What a wild time, man.
Dude, there's so many Call of Duties now. It's when I went down this rabbit hole while you were gone, man. I was like, what Call of Duty can I even play? And this list of 147 Call of Duties comes up. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? The modern launcher? When was the last time you tried? What was the most recent Call of Duty you played?
I don't even remember which. It had to have been one of the Modern Warfare remakes, because we played. There was a period of time where we were just playing Warzone, like the Tarkov Light, Warzone.
Oh, DMZ.
DMZ. That's what we were playing.
Was it DMZ? Yeah.
Yes, DMZ. Okay. You're correct.
So I don't remember what Call of Duty that was,
but
okay, that's what it was. So it was part of Warzone at the time, and it was free to play. So with the most recent, if you buy like Black Ops 6, I'm pretty sure is on there. If you want to play that, yeah, and 7's coming out soon. Yeah, I think if you want to play Black Ops 6, you can you go in there and there's a launcher within BattleNet that's just called Call of Duty, and you click that, and it opens its own app with 7 different Call of Duties on it. You've got the Warzone, the Black Ops, the Modern Warfare Remaster, whatever. And if you click on that, it's like, oh, you don't own this, purchase it, install it. It's basically like your own little Steam, but it's just Call of Duties, the modern ones. And then when you want to go install them all, dude, it's probably a terabyte if you wanted to install them all.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
I remember installing DMZ. It was like 140 or almost 200 gigs or some dumb shit like that. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm not doing this. Jesus.
Pretty sure TJ and I installed like 200 gigs or something close to 200 gigs just to try Modern Warfare 2 that never would allow us to join a party and start the match.
Interesting. Just not. Ugh.
Yep.
Ugh.
Modern gaming, baby. That's what I'm saying. Let's go back to 2007.
Hell yeah. How many gigs is 2007 Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare?
I want to say like 7. I legit want to say 7.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I'll stick with just being a cop in the 80s or 70s, whatever year it is. It's pretty fun.
I was watching you stream that game. It looked pretty fun. I can't lie.
It's very silly.
Where did that come from? Was that something you were looking forward to, or just dropped out?
I saw a random TikTok and it was of some guy. The TikTok, I remember the video so clearly. This guy hits a car, flashes his lights, the car takes off, and immediately, like, because he's the one who hit the car, and then he lights him up, and then he takes off after him. He like slides over his hood, gets in his car, and then takes off after him. And then like there's a pursuit that takes place. He like flips this guy's car, gets him out, and then like fucking tackles him, and it was awesome. It was like a cinematic sequence, which I've had now multiple times.
I saw some of it.
Oh, I was like, what is
that
this
fucking
game?
car chase you had last night?
Oh,
and you
dude.
turned the camera one way, and then as you spun back around, that old lady just like ramped and crashed her car.
Dude, I had this one last night where I was like just trying to casually pull this car over, and this gang like lights me up from a corner and like blows my car up. I was like, what the fuck is dude, the game is awesome. It's awesome. So anyway, so I was like, I saw that one TikTok. I was like, what's this game called? Like, it's called The Precinct. And I was like, fuck it, I'll throw it on my wish list. And then when I got home, I was like, I want to buy a couple new games as like, you know, celebrate coming home. I want some new shit to play. Because I played Rivals a little bit, and I was like, this just doesn't.
Yeah, doesn't hit the same anymore.
Yeah, I think I'll probably play in the tournament, maybe if we can get a team together, and that'll be the last time I play.
There's
if
a tournament?
we can even at QuakeCon.
There's a tournament?
I'm sure there will be. I don't know why there wouldn't be. I'll get my ass kicked in that tournament and then never play again, basically.
Yeah. Same.
But so I played Rivals, and I was like, I want to play something else. So I picked up Star Wars Jedi Survivor because I wanted to play that, and it was on sale for like $13.
Is that the first or the second one?
It's the second one. I've already played Jedi, whatever the first one is. Anyways, I played that one, so then I got the second one, and then I picked up The Precinct because I was like, oh, I remember that game, and I really want to play it. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing.
It looks good, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, we're glad to have you back.
Thank you. I'm excited. It's good to be back. We have a lot of fun stuff coming up. I'm gonna give a LAN party next month.
That's
that I'm
right.
Gonna be at.
I'm having a weekend where the kiddo and the wifo are both going out of town. Yep. So the boys are gonna have a LAN.
Come over
and eat pizza and play video games.
Hell yeah. Do that. We have QuakeCon in the beginning of August. I actually turned down another trip to go to QuakeCon.
A trip on the train?
They were like, do you want to come out and make money again? And I was like, no, I got QuakeCon.
Nah, that's enough.
And then, yeah, I'm going to go to my first concert in like 10 years at the end of August. So it's going to be fun.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to go see Men I Trust and Strong Boy. I'm pretty stoked on that. But yeah. What a wild and wacky world. A lot coming. Oh, and my birthday is in like 2 weeks.
You're just living life, dude. Living life. You went on the train this year?
Dude.
Fucking LAN parties, concerts, a podcast. Wow. We should really look up to this guy.
I don't know about that, Chief.
A motivation to us all.
I don't know about that. Is this actually going to come out when we release this? Is it going to still be in Pride Month? When's the... Yeah, it is. All right, cool. Happy Pride Month. Yeah. Happy Men's Mental Health Month.
Happy month.
We love you guys. Yeah, I think that's about it.
That's about it.
Man. Do you have anything else that you want to say?
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We have been getting some comments recently that have been very nice. We appreciate it. Anybody who listens to this for real.
I haven't checked shit.
Well, one of us was doing actual work while you were out dicking around on a train. So, yeah, we appreciate comments. We appreciate everybody who supports, listens, our dear friends and listeners.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep it real. That's my comment. Keep it real.
Keep it real. Keep it tight. Keep it safe. All right. We would love to talk about trains and other train related games for the next 20 to 30 years, but I think that was time well meant. I have been dialed in to this drama.
Communication is alpha.